Lex Luthor, You're the Villain, Issue 1, Jason Latour and Brian Hitch writing. So Matt read this, no one else did, but Matt's going to tell us about it.
You should. So basically the plot of this is on the cover is one Lex to kill them all. And this is a, Apex Lex touring the multiverse. Lex he has access to the multiverse now because of Perpetua. She's clearly back. She created the multiverse. He can come and go as he sees. And it opens up on Earth 38. So I have my little, list of Earths, right? Well, it's all very classic. And so Earth 38, according to this from the Multiversity Guidebook, is real-time Earth where Batman and Superman debuted in the 30s. As in Superman, Batman Generations, their descendants are today's heroes. So this is back in the past. This looks like the 40s. They're in Smallville, and Superboy is judging a science fair, and Lex isn't there to present his experiment. And you get Lana's there, and Pete Ross, but basically it jumps to alcoholic dad who's talking about in the absence of such men that has caused this world to lapse. So he's lecturing the scared Lex, who's basically his science project was he has solved unified field theory. And mind you, this is a set in the in the 40s, so this Lex is definitely a genius. But he shows up, and Apex Lex shows up as as we know, suit and tie Lex. That's the form he gives to this younger version. But basically, he shows it. That Lex's dad, Lionel's going to die from his alcoholism, and that, you need to be more than this. Don't look at this man. Look at me. And he gives him a vision of what's to come. And we see Perpetua and all of the villains. You have Batman who laughs there, which I thought, come on. It would have been nice to not have to deal with that. But Cheetah and Captain Cold, Bizarro's there weirdly. And Apex Lex incinerates Lionel in this timeline, and then that leaves this young Lex to go with him. So then they jump to Earth 45, which is now the future because that was the past, and Earth 45 is the Earth of Super Doom, which was from not Multiversity, but Morrison's Action Comics, right, where this concept of Superman, that was bred for human like not human consumption, but through consumerism, right? Yes, it goes haywire, right? And it was basically a killer franchise. This world has been completely destroyed, and LexCorp and Wayne Tech are the rival heroes, right? And so the Batman in this world basically quarantined the Earth into the Phantom Zone, and because Lex enabled himself to become like a doomsday type to kill the Super Doom. And we go there and see that Lex is almost there to recruit another Lex, not to kill. And he jumps to Earth 32 in the future. This is a world where heroes are merged. So here Superman's merged with Martian Manhunter, and Batman is Lex Luthor. He has a butler named Fred, which I'm sure is short for Alfred. And this Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Lex Luthor are best friends. Superman's talking, or Superman Manhunter. That's got to be his name, right? It's basically saying that Lex gave him this crown that represents Ra, the Kryptonian deity, and that him being a Kryptonian, or he's a Martian that was brought up with Kryptonian heritage, has completely changed this world for the better with the help of Batman, who's Lex Luthor, and they show up, the young Luthor and Apex Lex, to defeat him, but Bat Luthor is completely prepared for this and is like, oh, you're here to kill me. We're not going to have this. But he realizes that this was all just a deception, that Luthor put him in or Apex Lex put him in a no-win scenario. So you either can stay here and figure out what's going on with me, or you can go and save your Superman. Because we see that he's brought the Luthor Doomsday from the last Earth to fight and kill this Superman. And it's just to prove that there can only be one Luthor. And it ain't going to be you, so I'm going to fight you the best way I know. And that his doom's assured. So he leaves, Bat Luthor to deal with this, and it jumps to Earth 1, which is the future, and someone's talking about Black Mercy. And we all know what Black Mercy is. It's, it's that plant that gives you your heart's desire. It's a parasitic. It's going to feed off of your thoughts and feelings. And I'm guessing, because this is Earth 1, this is Perry White, because it's a newsroom, or it's a Superman. I don't know. I've never read Earth 1, so I don't know who this is supposed to be. But they're talking about how Lex basically, Luthor used the Black Mercy on Superman. He dreamed a life on Krypton, a family, a purpose, a world where he was no longer alone. And then Lex woke up Superman, and all those 8 billion people of that Krypton disappeared. And then when Superman's eyes opened, Lex was smiling. So I don't know if that's something that happened in Earth 1, because since I haven't read this. And it's basically like, it shows Lex in a coma. So the Apex Lex and young Lex go to visit him, but it seems like this Lex knows what's going on. And there's a slight smile. But they keep reality hopping, and the whole point of this is to show young Lex all the different Luthors there are and how they're different on each world. They go to Earth 50, which I'm going to cross-reference here, is from the Justice Lords, where Lex was president, which that's from the episode of Justice League, was it Unlimited? Where Luthor had killed the Flash, and then so the Justice Society rose up, became authoritarian and all that. They jump to Earth 44, where Lex has become like a cobbler, and they kill him there, like he's a shoemaker. And Apex Lex gets really pissed because like you're wasting your talents on shoes, and makes younger Lex kill him. But he's like, well, how'd this happen? And he goes, Mom wanted me to go to med school, but I took up the theremin. I don't know what you want me to say. Your choices have consequences, and it shows young Lex killing him. And they keep jumping. They go to Earth 13, which is the magic Earth. They kill the Lex there. And then they end up on this weird Earth. It's Earth 47, which it says always then. And it's this Lex who looks very like he belongs in today, where he's bald, but he has this big, bushy, red beard, right? Like very much of the trends now. But everything around him's like mid-century modern architecture. So I look up Earth 47, not familiar with it at all. And this is the home of characters that first appeared in Animal Man, like Sunshine Superman, Speed Freak, Magic Lantern, the Love Syndicate of the Dream World. So it's basically Morrison's drug world. Like this is the counterculture world of the multiverse. And what this Lex has done, he's taken the Black Mercy and he's made like a tea out of it. And when he drinks that tea, it sends him to these other worlds where he's a hero on everyone. And it's almost as if it's taking him to these worlds. So you see him as, in the Superman suit that we saw at the end of New 52 and into Rebirth. And they have him as Hawkman, and they have him as Flash and Luthor, and with the Justice Riders, or as Brainiac, I should say, not Luthor, and as Orion. And I almost feel like I just blanked on the writer, Luthor. Luthor's almost saying like there's a complete opposite to the dark multiverse, but it's not quite the multiverse. Because if this Lex can go to all these different worlds through drinking the Black Mercy tea, it's not just because he doesn't believe that it's just the hallucinations from this, that he's been transported to countless realities, lived countless lives, and had countless second chances. And I wish I could tell you I used them all well. So I don't know, if there's just infinite Lexes and Lex can never just be the one, right? Because as long as there's thought and imagination, that'll never be by himself. But, he knows why he's there. He's put it together because he's, that he's there to be the only Lex, and that he knows the truth that he gave up on being human. He can tell he's part Martian. he's not Lex Luthor anymore. He's something beyond that. So younger Lex kills him, and then he looks up, and younger Lex looks up and says, "They're all wrong. No more rivals to cage or reduce him. To decay Luthor's potential, there's only one other path. There's only Luthor," right? And it almost looks like Lex is going to kill him. Like he goes for his head. Like he's going to twist it off, right? And you're like, oh, it's not going to go that dark. But no, he gives him like an apocalypse suit, right? And they fly off, right? And I'm like, how could he do that? And then it cuts to Lex back on his ship, Apex Lex, and he's got this young Lex Luthor, but he's got Black Mercy connected to him. So it makes me wonder if all of this was just a Black Mercy.
That would make sense, because if he
right?
he just randomly got a suit and flew off with Lex after saying there can only be one.
Right? And then the very last panel, it says Lex Luthor Human DNA Backup 1.0.
So
he took a human version of himself, instilled this version of Doom already in him, that if anything happens to Apex Lex,
he's got a backup.
He has this backup.
But it also gives us an easy way to revert him back to standard Lex at some point.
Right.
Interesting.
So, and again, this is Luthor and it's Hitch on art. The art's fantastic. Like he's at Hawkman levels. And the more I read this and the more I checked out the other Earths, and you guys all know I'm a continuity wonk and a multiverse stuff. And how they all fit. Yeah, right. And they all fit together. And the whole message of this of Lex Luthor was, is Lex still even Lex anymore? Because he not sold out to Doom, but he embraced Doom, and he changed who he was, even on the genetic level. But this issue right here shows that he's aware of this, and of course Lex has a backup. And it also makes me wonder if he did go to all these different Earths, right? If because of Perpetua, or if this is just something that he's manipulating in young Lex through the Black Mercy. But once the Black Mercy started showing up, I was like, this is weird. But the Earth 47 stuff with that Lex, I thought that's really where the book hits its stride, because it's this like perfect Earth where he takes him out to his garden, but everything it's a forest, and young Lex is like, how can a forest be a garden? And the Luthor on that, it's like, well, it is if you know how to cultivate what you want. And so there's just these messages in there that maybe also Lex isn't full gone into Doom, and maybe this isn't the answer. But yeah, no, these one shots are all really solid so far. I've enjoyed them all to varying degrees.
And it's weird that neither me or Connor have bothered reading any of them so far.
I know.
I'll be honest. I had planned to read this, and then just forgot it existed when I came to read my books.
I forgot about it till this morning. I went through, and it was sitting there, and I went, "Oh yeah, I got to read this." So
yeah, I went to pick my books on Comixology this morning, and then just didn't even think to check for this one. Just didn't even cross my mind that it existed.
So I'm rating this. I'm going to give this a 9.5. I really enjoyed this issue.
Whoa.
The art's up there. It's Hitch. Like, we weren't big fans of Hitch, and then all of a sudden he gets on Hawkman. I don't know if something changed. I don't know if he got more inspired or what. They're just pairing him with the right writers. But I thought this issue was really strong.